Greetings and peace. My name is Ram Hotep, broadcasting on behalf of 13signastrology.com. Wanted to actually put out a little bit of information today on a topic that one of my fellow listeners, I guess you can say, asked me to do a video in regards to ghosts and what are ghosts in reference to the occult, and are there such thing as ghosts, and are they real? Now, to really understand ghosts, you have to kind of understand the whole process of life after death, and you have to understand the process of the astral realm. And basically, what the astral realm is, I've covered this in other videos, but I'll say this here because it's relevant. The astral realm is the realm that, when our souls transform into the next dimension, or whatever you want to call it, this is basically what's called the astral realm. And there are different levels to the astral realm of what most of you know them as dimensions. So when you talk about the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension, and on up, these are different levels of the astral realm. Now you can actually visit the astral realm either through death, or you can visit the astral realm through certain levels of meditation if you go really deep. And basically, when you visit the astral realm or whatever, you'll know that you're visiting the astral realm because you'll pretty much experience different mental projections and different lights and different auras that you never have experienced with your physical eyes or whatever. So in order to really fully experience the astral realm, you definitely have to have an open third eye, and you experience the astral realm directly through the third eye or the pineal gland, and this is the seat of the soul and the direct link to the astral realm. Now, to understand ghosts, basically what ghosts are, most people know them as like haunting people, and they may live in certain houses, and like people talk about haunted houses and houses being haunted with ghosts, and they see lights flickering and things of this nature. And this is usually a sign that most paranormalists and spiritualists would deem as a ghost that is living in that abode or that place. Now, most ghosts are basically ex-human beings, or and spiritual entities now that used to be inside of a physical shell. And basically what happened was that they weren't able to ascend really high on the astral realm. So you have different levels to the astral realm. Actually, the earth is a part of the astral realm. So there's a part of the earth that is in the fourth dimension right now. So, and this is where ghosts dwell, and even some of the immortals and different ancient deities actually dwell in these planes too. But ghosts are basically entities that kind of like never really can make it high up enough, because like when you deal with the astral realm and the realm of the plane of force, is based on attraction. So your spirit has to be able to like match the vibration of whatever dimension that you're striving to go to. So say for instance, if you were a being of love, you will be attracted to the dimension that best reflects love, which is usually like the fifth dimension or whatever. So, and this is pretty high. But if you were a being that were like really, you were still like obsessed with like the material things, and you were obsessed with just the mundane things or whatever, like, and just physical, like money and jewelry and possessions and things like that, you would be trapped in, you'll be in the fourth dimension, you'll still make it to the fourth dimension in death, but you will be trapped in the earthly realm of the fourth dimension. There is an earthly realm of the fourth dimension, and this is where ghosts dwell. I mean, most ghosts are basically attached to something physical here on third dimension, and they don't want to leave that. So that's why they get trapped in houses and homes and things of that nature. And a lot of times it's usually something material that's making them haunt this house or this home or wherever they're at. So say for instance, I heard about an experience where a certain ghost was attracted to this house or whatever, and it was an old lady and I believe it was her son, and he died inside of this house or whatever. So he died inside of this house or whatever. So the old lady stayed in the house after his death, and she always said that he was there. The spirit of her son was there, and I think he was murdered or whatever, and he was some type of drug dealer or whatever. So she hired basically a occultist or a paranormalist to find out what was going on or whatever, because you have people out there that actually go to haunted houses, and they try to free the spirit from the house to find out what the spirit wants. And the paranormalist found out that it was like $20,000 stashed in the attic of this lady's house. So basically what happened was it was $20,000 stashed in this lady's house or whatever. And this was her son. The reason why he was hiding in the house is because he still wanted the money. He didn't even realize that he was dead. And this is what people fail to realize, like when you start dealing with ghosts and things of this nature, even just the whole life after death phenomenon period. A lot of times when people transition to the next life, they don't even know that they're dead. People that can see into the fourth dimension and can see ghosts and spirits and things like that. Like I know I had one of my teachers, he was really good at seeing into the fourth dimension, and he could actually see the spirits still trying to go to work every day during morning rush hour. Like he would see the spirits like chasing the bus and I mean all type of things like that or whatever. He was seeing with their business suits on. He was from Chicago, in downtown Chicago. He would like we would drive through and he would always say like, look, there's a spirit trying to chase the bus or whatever. I mean, of course I couldn't see them, but I mean he could see them or whatever. And you know, you might deem somebody like this as crazy, but there are people out there, those of you that are, you know what I'm saying, like really deep into the spiritual world or whatever, you probably know people like this that can see these things, they can see these ghosts or whatever. So these are basically people that are still attached to the physical world. It could have been their job, it could have been some money, it could have been a person, like a loved one, and they just continue to just, some people say haunt, but they could just continue to hover around either a loved one or hover around in a certain location or a home or something like that, and they don't want to leave that home. And it takes high level spiritualists and occultists to be able to have the knowledge and the information to free them from these abodes and these places or whatever. So I mean, the whole scenario with ghosts is deep. It was actually a movie that was put out, and I was just talking about this movie with someone, with Demi Moore or whatever, and it's called Ghosts. For those of you that have never seen it, you should definitely watch it. But it deals with this subject in depth or whatever. So, I mean, and this basically what ghosts, how they work and how they operate. I mean, they're very much attracted still to the material realm, to the earthly realm, and a lot of times ghosts, they don't stay on the astral realm for too long. They cycle back and they come back pretty quick because they want to get back here. They're very much linked into the physical world, and they definitely want to get back here. Now you have the ancestors as well, or some people call them the ancestors or the immortals, that are on the fourth dimension as well, that are very close to the earthly realm, but they stay close for different reasons. These are people that weren't necessarily obsessed with materialism, but these were people that may have started like a group or organization or something like that, and they're trying to see the idea or the goal of whatever this group or organization had. They're trying to see this idea to its fruition or whatever. So they assist those living members that may still be a part of this group to help them to basically achieve the goals of the organization or whatnot. So this is when you get like a lot of people that say like, say for instance, like the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. A lot of people in the Nation of Islam believe the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is alive, and I'm not here to dispute whether he's alive or not, but I'm making a point. From my point of view, from a spiritual point of view, and from an occultist point of view, this is basically those people that see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and those people that see certain spiritual leaders and still believe that they're still alive or whatever. It's because that spiritual leader is probably on the fourth dimensional aspect of the earth, and they're still trying to see the goals and the intentions of the organization through to its fruition. So they're assisting those different members and different people that's involved in those groups to basically, like I said, to help them get to the next level with this group or organization or whatever. So that's kind of like the opposite. Now these aren't ghosts. These are people, like I said, they're more like immortals that they may have made their transition, but they're still very much taking part in the earthly realm just from the fourth dimension, and they work through other people that are here on the third dimension. So I hope that helped or whatever as far as understanding Ghost 101. Like again, I'll just do a recap. These are people that are attracted very much to the earthly plane based on usually something material, whether it's a loved one or money or a job or whatever. And a lot of them don't know they're dead, and they're still trying to, and even those that do know they're dead, they're still basically just don't want to let go. They don't want to let go, and they're not making a transition very well. So that's basically what ghosts are. Now you do have, I want to point this out, you do have a group of people out there that different witches and different covens and different people that conjure up ghosts. They conjure up ghosts or whatever, and they can conjure up a loved one. And these people actually, what they do is they call the ghost, even if the ghost didn't necessarily want to be attracted back, they do certain spells and rituals, and they'll call this particular ex-human being or this particular soul that became a ghost now, or basically this particular spirit, they'll attract them back here to this plane through certain rituals or witchcraft or whatever you want to call it or whatever, for whatever reasons, and they'll talk with this person or whatever, and they'll call them back to this plane. Now some people in the occult feel like that's a no-no, and you're basically tampering with that person's astral realm experience, and you should let them basically experience their astral realm experience without calling them back. And some people say it's okay because they're using these dead spirits to help them with things here on the earth or whatever. So it really, what I suggest if you're going to do something like that is you should definitely get the consent of the particular entity that you're trying to deal with. That entity will definitely let you know if they really want to be attracted back. So you should get their consent before you just start trying to conjure up. That's what they call conjuring up spirits or whatever. Before you start doing that, definitely get their consent. But there are a group of people that attract ghosts back to this plane and that method and that means as well. So I hope this helped. For more enlightening information, visit my website, 13signsastrology.com, and I'll leave you all in peace.